The extraordinary footage of today, that boat rocking up to Dover, or just off Dover, accompanied by Border Force. We knew this was happening anyway, that they act as almost, I mean, they've been accused of being a taxi service, but just explain really what Border Force, their role is. When do they pick up migrants and where do they take them back to? Here we are.
So, you may have been enjoying the sunshine and lovely weather this weekend, but you know what? It wasn't just you who was enjoying it. The migrants crossing the channel were certainly enjoying it as well, as they had nice calm seas and nice weather to cross the channel. So we've had huge numbers. This is kind of the first big flurry we've had this year. First bout of nice weather where they're able to cross the channel. And it's been revealed by GB News here. We've got Mark White reporting, who's going to explain it to you in a moment, that actually Border Force picking up these boats, it's not just when they get into serious trouble. They pretty much, once they get across the middle line of the channel, they pick every single one up. And if Border Force, they're busy, RNLI will do it. So the question I want to ask is, how much money and how many resources are being wasted on this taxi service that's being provided to bring these people to our shores? Take a listen to this from Mark White. It's pretty shocking.
Image here.
Well, any time really that there is a small boat in the channel that crosses to UK waters, they will be intercepted by Border Force. If all the Border Force vessels are tied up, then the RNLI lifeboats will be called in to assist. And the reason for that is simple, because these boats are unseaworthy. They've got into difficulties in the past. We've seen that just today. Another migrant died in the channel and another fell overboard. 6 or 7 at least who've died so far this year. It was more than 70 last year. So under obviously international rules of the sea, the UK is obliged to go to intercept them, to pick them up. I feel a bit for Border Force and for the RNLI. They are just doing their job. At the end of the day, any decision on a tougher policy, a decision on turning back, for instance, the migrants, picking them up, landing them back in France, or enacting a deterrent to ensure that anyone who arrives here illegally doesn't get to stay in the UK and get sent off to a third country. The previous government, of course, had Rwanda in mind. That is for the politicians to decide on that approach. It's not for Border Force or the RNLI. They've got to do the job that they're tasked with at the end of the day. But as I see it, 8 months in now to this Labour government, with this smash the gangs policy of Sir Keir Starmer, I think it's in deep crisis, looking at unprecedented numbers who are crossing the channel so far this year. We are on course to surpass easily the 36,800 who crossed the English Channel last year. That law and order approach alone doesn't seem to be working, and there are many out there with intimate knowledge of maritime security who say we need a deterrent like the Rwanda scheme, the scheme that was scrapped on Sir Keir Starmer's first day in office.
So there we go. The experts say we need a deterrent like the Rwanda plan. Why did Keir Starmer get rid of that on his first day in office? It was actually starting to work. You know what? I didn't think it would work, but I was in Calais myself right before the general election talking to migrants there, and so many of them were saying to me, we're waiting until after the election in the UK to cross the channel because we are going to wait to see if Keir Starmer gets in before we decide to cross the channel, because we're really worried about being sent to Rwanda. Even if in reality it was only going to be a tiny number of people being sent to Rwanda, these people who are not as educated and know all the stats on it, who are in Calais, they were actually quite worried about it. Yet Keir Starmer scrapped that on his first day in office, yet somehow expected boat crossings to come down. We were promised we will smash the gangs. What progress on that? Well, they've said that they're going to freeze the bank accounts of some people who work in the gangs that help people cross. But is that working? Well, I know some things take time, but how's it going so far? Well, things seem to be getting worse. As Mark White said there, it looks like we are on track to have more people crossing the channel this year than last year. That's going to be pretty shocking for the Labour government, okay? That's going to be pretty embarrassing. And let's talk about, the reason I wanted to show you this video is to show you this taxi service that is going on. I was pretty shocked by that, to hear from Mark White there, that pretty much every single boat that comes across, they pick them up because they can see, you know, there are so many people piled on this dinghy. Even if it's not sinking yet, it's unsafe. People could get into danger if we let them continue their journey on this dinghy. So we have to pick them up. And you know what? I mean, you tell me what you think in the comments, but I agree with Mark White there that Border Force and the RNLI, they are just taking orders. They are just doing their job. They're just following the law. And ultimately, the laws have to change. Politicians have to change them if something is going to happen. Okay? Something has to change. Either you bring back the Rwanda deterrent back and or you change the rules and you turn around and you take them back. We've heard recently that there has been an agreement with the French that the law is going to change in France so that police there can go after the migrants after the boats have hit the water. They can go up to 300 meters into the water to try and stop people from getting into the channel. But it's not the answer, guys. It's not the answer. Why? Because the French have no incentive to stop those boats leaving. Why would the French want those migrants to be their problem? Do the French want to house those migrants? Do the French want all of those migrants in their communities? Of course they don't. They want them to get on the boat. They want them to come to Britain. We may be giving them some cash, but we're giving them no accountability. They're not doing anything. They stop some boats to make us, you know, a little bit happy with the cash that we've given them, but not many, very clearly, because the boats keep on coming. And these mafia guys, they are very, very good at working their way around the rules and around the police patrols on the beaches. They are very, very smart and they know how to work around these rules. They want to make their cash. Okay, they'll find a way around it. It's too big money to just say, you know, police are being a bit stricter, we'll just pack it in now. Of course not. Of course not. They pay off the police there. They bribe them and say, hey, can you not patrol the beach tonight? We'll be busy. That's how it works. It's how it works, okay? This government, Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper, they haven't got a bloody clue. Anyway, I'm Chloe Dobbs. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you press the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.